I have a cat behind me. Hey everybody, this is Allison from Alley Cat Creations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And if you haven't got anything from my work, like a connected, an epiphany, a mind explosion, a new book to read, a new author to explore, please consider supporting my work all the way at the bottom of the description. Another way you can now support me, I have one channel membership that you can subscribe to. It eventually will grow as my channel grows. It's 3D. If I get a lot of people subscribing, I will have member only events like paint and sip or doing art projects, oracle cards, small group meetings, all kinds of fun stuff. But yeah, until then, you can support me in any way that you can. That'd be great. Things are really, really, really batshit crazy right now. Don't know how it's going to alleviate itself. I got an interview on Saturday for a part-time job because I have no choice. Another way you can support me, AlleyCatCreations211.com, pyramids. This one doesn't want to get off the chair. This is the newest one. This is pyrite and a lot of different types of gems. I make floral hearts, signs like that, paintings, and all kinds of fun stuff. Check out my portfolio, and if you like anything or you want me to be commissioned to do something, please email me. All that's in the description below this video. Fun times. Coffee, because I'm still in and out of my voice. I have allergies, don't know what's going on. It's a little on the late side here. I had to run and do some errands, and that was not fun. Yeah. So, quantum AI and metaphysical ponderings, because why not? I haven't done one of these in a little bit. Um, the articles, my feed has been messed up on Facebook, so I haven't been really getting good stuff. I've been getting ad stuff. I don't know why. It's rather annoying because I like this stuff, but I did find some stuff at the beginning of the month. Where do I want to begin? What do I want to begin? All right. This is, jeez. Sorry, guys. As soon as I clicked on the article, some not good graphics came up on the hi ladies, hi men side. Yeah, one of those. Sorry about that. This is from digimed.com. What if the universe had no beginning? Posted November 6, 2024 by Kaylee. Key takeaways. A new quantum gravity theory, causal set theory, suggests space-time is made up of atoms. I like this article already. Of course, when they say these things, I'm reviewing the article with you in real time. I have not read these. I post them, but I save them to read here. I like this. It says space time and atoms. Space time, not time space. Space time. I like it. This a new theory. Hello, here we are. New quantum gravity, even though I don't like the word gravity. I'm not a believer in that. I'm a believer in density. That's another day's argument. This theory could imply that the universe had no starting point, existing indefinitely into the past. Well, time is concurrently happening, so there is no past. That is where the conundrum paradigm of life falls into its place. Why? Because all moments and all things are happening concurrently in the now moment. There is no past, there is no future. There's only the now moment. And yes, those now moments, those past, we were once kids, right? So there is in human linearity in the time continuum, there is a past in linear time space. Time, space. But in actuality, your little self is here now playing off in a different, diverse metaverse of another timeline. Your other selves, your fractals, your pie chart is all playing out right now, concurrently. Wrap your head around that. It's hard, but it's true, for me at least. Sorry, I need to clear this throat. Causal set theory removes the Big Bang singularity problem by eliminating infinitely small points. Time is causal set theory is not an illusion, but a real physical phenomena. Time in causal set theory is not an illusion, but a real, yeah. How do you measure the word and definition of a higher dimensional source is time? Because we are in time space, so there is time. But in other dimensional spaces and densities, time is measured differently. Very interesting. The theory's implications are still being explored, but it might reshape our understanding of the cosmos. If true, this theory means that the universe has always existed and may not have no beginning. Could our universe have no beginning? The idea of a universe without beginning may sound like something from science fiction. Yet a new theory of quantum gravity suggests it's a real possibility. Bruno Bento, a physicist at the University of Liverpool, is among those exploring this concept using a framework known as causal set theory. Causal set theory challenges the traditional view of space-time, suggesting that there are made up of discrete atoms of space-time rather than being continuous. The fundamental shift could mean that the Big Bang was not the beginning of everything, but rather a particular moment in an endlessly evolving cosmos. Yes. Sorry, I'm going to input a lot here, as usual. That's why I only shortened how many articles I'm reading today. The Big Bang, in my estimation and my perception, was this galaxy's birth that housed physical matter. Not all galaxies have physical matter, even though we perceive certain densities of the cosmos. You're only perceiving it from this time linear space as 3D. If one were to look at a 5D model of Venus or Jupiter, it is a glowing ball of light, maybe inhabited. And I know that the probable end cause it is, right? Different densities, different dimensional spaces hold different avenues of different things that we have yet to have tangible. There is tangible evidence to an extent, but our scientists have not looked into density dimensional multiversal spaces. If they were to ponder string theory, the connection to all things that are connected to this consciousness of us, look at the light spectrum and understand it in the different scales, the possibility probability are a lot higher that this physical existence we can only contrive in our minds as being matter. And that the Big Bang Theory offers that suggestion that the rocks, the atoms collided and things started happening. And that was just, God said, let there be light in this dimensional space, in this continuum, to form the Milky Way, the Andromeda, and all of the neighboring capacities. But I'm just talking about the Milky Way. Because we're only perceiving from what can be seen in what hence said telescope, which to me is just a firmament over us. But everybody has a different perception, and I don't rule any of those out because your thoughts become things, and we've been programmed to create their reality. So just be mindful. It gets complicated very quickly when you nitpick it all apart. What is casual set theory? Sorry, I'm smoking. It's tobacco. I'm tired, but among said, I'm in pain today. In the realm of physics, quantum mechanics and general relativity have provided powerful frameworks for understanding the universe. However, these theories have limitations, particularly when describing extreme conditions like those at the center of black holes or the beginning of the universe, where gravity becomes extremely strong. Again, a perception. Traditional physics considers space and time as continuous, allowing for the possibility of infinitely small points. Excuse me. This, however, leads to mathematical breakdowns at singularities like the Big Bang, where traditional equations produce infinite densities, and fail to work. Yes. Gotta love the quantum. Got to love the quantum. What is happening here? Sorry, guys. I am waiting for job applications, and when my phone buzzes, I look. Casual set theory offers a different perspective by treating space-time as a series of discrete units, much like how pixels make up an image on a screen. Under this theory, holy crap. I'm going to finish this and holy crap. Under this theory, space-time has a minimum size unit, meaning it cannot be infinitely divided. Bento and his colleague, Stav Zale of Imperial College London explored how casual set theory might apply to the origins of the universe. They found that if space-time is indeed broken down into finite atoms, then there may be no singularity at the beginning of the universe because matter and energy cannot be compressed to an infinitely small point. So a bunch of people I know who are not, they're awake to certain aspects of things and not others. have been seeing the glitches. So if you think about the Matrix movie, and if you take a pixel, people have told me they've seen trees pixelate, they've seen the sky kind of pixelate, as if we're running in a holographic simulated matrix, which I believe that we are. You might not, and that's fine. But wow, when I went into that meditation to go to source and grab my guides, I saw very much an overlay of densities and dimensional spaces that overlay and overlap each other. And I saw very similar pixelation in colors and in objects. The Endless Universe. Bento and Zale's work implies that under causal set theory, the universe could be infinite in both directions of time. Their findings, published on the preprint platform ARXIV on September 24, 2023, suggest that the universe may not have had a true beginning. Instead, what we call the Big Bang might simply have been a particularly dynamic phase in the universe's endless history. In causal set theory, the passage of time is not a subjective experience, but a physical process. Sorry, that unfolds one space-time atom at a time. As these atoms add up, the universe grows layer by layer, potentially without any initial starting point. This idea is still in its early stages, and researchers have not yet determined if it can fully account for the universe's complex evolution. But Bento and Zalel's research demonstrates that at least mathematically such a framework is feasible. According to Bento, the work doesn't give a full explanation of the universe's evolution from the Big Bang onwards, but does provide a foundation to build on. The implications of a no-beginning universe could revolutionize our understanding of time, space, and existence itself. As Bento explains, causal set theory makes time a fundamental part of the universe rather than an emergent phenomenon. The concept that the universe might have no beginning not only challenges conventional cosmology, but also opens the door to an entirely new question about existence. While causal set theory is far from complete, it prevents thought-provoking new approach to mysteries of our cosmos. Yes! That makes me happy. Now, what I want these scientists, I might find out where to get a hold of these people. Say hi. Like, I'm a metaphysical spiritual person that reads a lot and loves science to an extent. And here's what you need to look into: the ontological 3D model and merge it out into the 4D quantum state, bridging the quantum essence into it using string theory, because all energy is tied together through quantum entanglement. So where are the overlays, the sub overlays, the octaves? Oh, there's so much. This is exciting stuff. Why is it exciting? Because we are shifting the new consciousness, and there are new theories coming to be evolved. And I bet you this is going to be evolved way quicker than past in terms of linear time space. Fun times. I'm mind blown. This makes me extremely happy. Stupid stuff like this, it's not stupid, but stuff like this makes me so excited. Because the thought that was poo-pooed and no, that can't be because here's the evidence, is now having a foreground to run away with the imagination and run away with concepts that are slowly mathematically going to be tangible for the scientist's mind, where the spiritual people are like, yeah, we knew about this, but now apply metaphysical spirituality and your science of quantum fun and marry it together, because you're going to find your answers through the spiritual people, I promise. You guys could do the math for me. I can't do the math, but you can definitely take my ideas and run away with it. Yeah. The next article, because that one, there's like two more after this one that's just still really good. So I want to get on with it. This is from Discover, from the magazine. Quantum teleportation enters the real world. Quantum teleportation. Two separate teams use fiber optic networks to transmit small units of information across cities via quantum entanglement. By Nathaniel Sharping, September 19th. Okay, this is from 20, it was updated 2020. Okay. Why am I just hearing about this? Two separate teams of scientists have taken quantum teleportation from the lab into the real world. Researchers working in Calgary, Canada, and Hefei, China, use existing fiber optic networks to transmit small units of information across cities via quantum entanglement. Einstein spooky action at a distance. Stepping outside the lab, according to quantum mechanics, some objects like photons or electrons can be entangled. This means that no matter how far apart they are, what happens to one will affect the other instantaneously. To Einstein, this seemed ridiculous because it entailed information moving faster than the speed of light, something he deemed impossible. But numerous experiments have shown that entanglement does indeed exist. Dum dum dum. The challenge was putting it to use. A few experiments in the lab had previously managed to send information using quantum entanglement, but translating their efforts to the real world, where any number of factors could confound the process, is a much more difficult challenge. That's exactly what these two teams of researchers had done. This breakthrough, published in two separate papers today in Nature Photonics, promises an offer important advancements for communications and encryption technologies. Both experiments encoded a message into a photon and sent it to a way station of sorts. There, the message is transferred to a different photon, which is entangled with a photon held by the receiver. This destroys the information held in the first photon, but transmits the information via entanglement to the receiver. When the way station measures the photon, it creates kind of a key, a decoder ring of sorts, that can decrypt the entangled photon's information. The key is then sent over an internet connection, where it is combined with the information contained within the entangled photon to reveal the message. Two experiments weren't able to transmit very much information. The Calgary experiment was the quickest and only managed 17 photons a minute. Interesting number there. The Hefei experiment was able to guess the state of the photons with better accuracy. However, while the Calgary researchers succeeded about 25% of the time, the Hefei researchers were right at most 50% of the time, due to their inclusion of an extra, albeit time-consuming step in the process. Because both methods process their own advantages. Oh no, it skipped. They will likely each form the basis for further research. Nevertheless, both teams were able to use existing telecommunication infrastructure to accomplish something that had only been done in the lab before. A big step forward. The Calgary team sent photons over a distance about 4 miles, while the Hefe team spanned almost 9. Beam me up, Scotty. This isn't teleportation in the Star Trek sense. The photons aren't disappearing from one place and appearing in another. Instead, it is the information that's being transported through quantum entanglement. The teleportation monkeyer is used because the initial message sent is destroyed when the photon carrying it gets measured, and it's only the information that gets teleported from one place to another. One of the largest hurdles for both teams to overcome was the tendency of fiber optic cables to stretch and compress due to the temperature changes. While this does not matter for regular telecommunications, for quantum communication, the photons that are sent must arrive at precisely the same time. Both teams of researchers use additional complex data inputs to ensure that their photons were arriving exactly the same as they started out. Quantum teleportation over long distance has actually been accomplished before. In 2012, a team of researchers from Austria sent information almost 90 miles between two of the Canary Islands using lasers. Using lasers to send information can work in some situations, but adverse environmental conditions can disrupt the signal. This is why the internet today consists of a network of fiber optic cables instead. Quantum teleportation's biggest application will likely be as a means of encrypting information, because the two photons communicate with each other by entanglement. There's no way for an outsider to read them. To decrypt a message, you would need the key, which is sent over the internet. Even if you intercepted the key, you would still only have half of the puzzle. To fully read it, you would need the entangled photons themselves. This process could theoretically be used to create a network of quantum repeaters to stretch the network capabilities between cities and countries. Someday, the same spooky action that frustrated Einstein could be delivering your emails. Wow. That article is pretty cool. That's also using the idea that information like quantum computing in terms of banking would be a lot safer, and our daily purchase power on the net would be a lot different and probably a lot safer. That's, even though this is an older article, there's a lot of good things that can come from that if we decide to keep the system as is. But growing the quantum field of knowledge, again, another happy smile face here. Jeez Louise, friends. Oh, I can't today. Although on the way back from the post office, because one of my packages didn't make it to a destination when it's told to, and it was being sent back to Indy. I don't know why. Um, I did get to see one of the students that I see on Fridays. It was so cute. Um, Reminds me of this fellow. One of the only good things that happened to me today. Oh boy. So this the website is not shown. Is it Digimet? Oh, here we go again. Sorry, guys. Digimed.com once again. The universe is a hologram. Stephen Hawking's final theory explained by his closest collaborator. Oh boy. November 9th, 2024. Beautiful. Stephen Hawking's final theory suggests that the universe is a holographic projection where time itself is encoded. Yes! Adding an unexpected twist to the origins of cosmology. Holographic simulated, ontologically mathematical matrix. The collaborative work of Stephen Hawking and Thomas Hertog aimed to create a quantum theory explaining the Big Bang, sparking a 20-year-long partnership. This theory implies that the past, as we understand it, like how they caveated that, cannot exist before the Big Bang, redefining our perception of beginning of time, which ties into the other first article I read. The concept visualizes the universe as a disk-like hologram made of entangled qubits. Yes! Expanding outward to form the universe as we perceive it. Yes! Gosh. Love it. Hawking's theory proposes that while the Big Bang is the start of time, it is not. It is also the emergence of physical laws. Yes! Shaping how we view cosmic reality. Causality. Yes! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Stephen Hawking's name is synonymous with groundbreaking theories in cosmology, and his final insights, developed with his close collaborator Thomas Hertog, introduced a fresh take on the Big Bang. Their two-decade collaboration started in 1998 when Hertog became Hawking's PhD student, tasked with working on quantum theory of the Big Bang. The partnership culminated in a theory that challenges traditional views by proposing that the universe is essentially a holographic projection where time is encoded. Hawking and Hertog's work took physics beyond conventional comfort zones, exploring the enigmatic notion of a universe seemingly fine-tuned for life. Their joint research was not just about scientific inquiry, but was fueled by Hawking's determined pursuit to demystify cosmic creation. The concept of holographic universe represents a bold departure from traditional cosmological models. So, pausing there, if you were to take the first article using space-time in third-dimensional space capacity, even a two-dimensional space-time capacity, whatever lower dimensional space we are inhabiting, because some people argue different things and say different things. The majority of people are talking 3D, so I'm going to leave it at what most people can kind of grasp. You're looking at the 3D holographic simulation where time is encoded because we live and perceive in a linear time-space continuum of time-space. What happens if you get out of the dome and or ascend into another time-space continuum or space-time continuum? We're encoded here I do believe in that, and I believe that The Big Bang is only looking at the 3D model of this suggestive physical existence. So if you combine those two factoids that they're trying to demonstrate here and bring it only into a 3D model, it kind of merges together pretty beautifully, because you're not defining the other densities and dimensional spaces you haven't experienced, seen tangibly. We see little glimpses here and there because it's our consciousness that expands in the photonic realm. When you are a light being and the photons within your homo luminous self starts expanding, your perception of time space will become more space time. As physical matter will start shifting, and that's not happening anytime soon, but eventually it will evolve because we create from our thoughts. Right there. A new way of seeing time and space. The idea that the universe operates like a hologram stems from the way a two-dimensional hologram can produce a three-dimensional image. Yes. In Hawking's vision, it isn't space, but time that is encoded in this manner. The depiction of this theory is often visualized as a disk where the outer ring symbolizes a timeless hologram composed of countless entangled qubits. The universe then emerges from the starting point, expanding outward. Take this universe as in this Milky Way, not every other system. And then we'll have more of a focus there. What this means for our understanding is profound. The origin of time sits at the center of this holographic disk, and as one moves outward, akin to zooming out, the universe evolves. The idea reshapes how we interpret the flow of time, implying that traveling back in the Big Bang leads not to a point of infinite density, but to the very fabric of which time itself unfurls. Hawking in Hertog's theory posits that the past we conceive of cannot extend beyond the Big Bang. False. In a technical sense of what we're perceiving now, perhaps. In simpler terms, it suggests that there is no before the Big Bang because the concept does not exist in the structure that emerges holographically. The shifts the question from the why of existence to the mechanics of how the laws of physics began. According to Hawking's final theory, as we approach the Big Bang in our models, the law of physics themselves begins to fade, highlighting their emergence rather than their pre-existence. Redefining cosmic origins. This theory doesn't just put forth a timeline of cosmic events, but implies that the origins of physical laws lie within this holographic view. The laws themselves are not eternal or pre-established. They emerge with the universe. The early attempts of Hawking's to find a purely causal explanation of the Big Bang gradually evolved. The idea that time had a beginning was proven by Hawking and Penrose in the late 20th century, but with the new holographic approach, it takes on a new meaning. Hawking's ultimate conclusion pointed to the idea that the Big Bang signifies not just the origin of time, but the origin of laws that govern it. The philosophical quest for the ultimate cause fades as the focus shifts to understanding how these laws developed with the emergence of itself. As we evolve in our consciousness and the photonic energy that is in the ether, Hawking has big breakthroughs, and his colleague, his student, should keep pushing forward. Because my goodness, it becomes a matrix in a game because we all wrote the story. And when God said in this space-time continuum, if we go into the Urantia book, there's other structural systems out there. We're just one of them. Our little tiny universe, or what one could conceive of a universe, is only things that we can see in the hologram that is the firmament. That's the camera lens reflecting it back to us. If you look at how your eye is like a camera and what a camera function actually does, qubits. It's the birth of the physical matter universe that we have to start labeling and confining ourselves to in the holographic simulated matrix theory. It's not the devil horns. I love you. If we shoot from that stance, everything is infinite because everything is overlaid. And in that overlaying is encoding of a continuum of time, space, in physical matter, and less dense, less dense, less dense, until energy is in its light form and consciousness evolves outside of that. Promising. Please look into it. We scientists, although have a different understanding of density than what the law of one tells you what density is, and other profound people, they're on the level of understanding of where they're at the time of their research. So we're looking at this beautiful compendium of information that once exists in the past, in time space linear continuum past, that we're building up upon now. Now we're breaching into bigger, better models of science, into quantum physics, into quantum mechanics, and all the theories are going to start evolving, and they're going to start shaping, not negating what once was, because that at the time of the people perceiving that information and receiving is the level of where they're at intellectually and in perception. It's not wrong, although I don't do the gravity thing. There's gravity in different aspects, but not the gravity that, like, how gravity works and how this, for the Bull Earth people, I don't get it. Noskafundin seems a little bit more plausible, but then again, our thoughts create things. So the ball theory is actually a paradigm that people do exist on. If thoughts create things, then all things are tangibly in a multiversal stance, that there's like 1,005,000 quadrillion Earths playing out every choice that we didn't make, or every timeline that we shift into that other dimensional space time. It's physics. It just hasn't been defined yet. The spiritual community uses time shifts, dilations, and other such because right now we're experiencing an exponential shift in time speed. The way we perceive our day, our 24-hour cycle, is speeding up. There are people who experience it on a slower end, but that's your consciousness. If you are in a higher vibratory state, you're experiencing time faster than other people. Your clock, all clocks, is just a perpetuation of the encoding. Just something to ponder about and think about. The last fun article of today from DigiMed again. The universe is not locally real. The Physics Nobel Peace Prize winners prove it. October 17th, 2024 by Kaylee. The groundbreaking work of Clausier, Aspect, and Zillinger demonstrated that the universe is not real in the classical sense. Objects do not possess definite properties until observed. This revelation means that physically, reality depends on measurement, challenging the assumption of the objective universe independent of observation. Or densities and dimensions in the multiverse. The experiments prove that particles behave in ways that defy local realism, showing that their properties can remain undefined until measured. Yes. Bell's theorem laid the foundation for these findings, showing that quantum mechanics cannot be explained by hidden variables or a locally real framework. The concept of non-locality implies that distant particles are entangled in a way that they instantaneously affect each other, defying the classical notion of reality. In a groundbreaking development, the 2022 Nobel Peace Prize in Physics was awarded to John Clausier, Alan Aspect, and Anton Zillinger for the pioneering experiments on quantum entanglement, a phenomenon that challenges the idea of local realism. Local realism, a concept rooted in classical physics, assumes that objects have specific properties, regardless of observation, and can only be influenced by their immediate surroundings. However, the work of these Nobel laureates confirms that this is not the case. The universe is not locally real, and quantum particles exhibit strange behaviors that defy everyday experience. The idea that the universe isn't locally real stems from the discovery of quantum entanglement, where pairs of particles remain interconnected, affecting each other regardless of the distance between them. Even when separated by vast distances, measurements on one particle instantly determine the state of its pair. Source is playing an experience through you. You're entangled to source in all things. But can we see and notify source? Are we entangled to our higher selves? See how that can go really quick to the metaphysical spiritual stuff? Yeah. It can and it shall. This behavior was predicted by quantum mechanics, but seemed absurd to many, including Albert Einstein, who famously questioned whether objects exist when not being observed. Your thoughts create things, you create your reality. Subconsciously, though. In the 1960s, physicist John Bell developed a testable inequality known as Bell's theorem that showed how quantum mechanics could differ from local hidden variable theories, which assume particles have preset properties. If experiments violated Bell's inequity, it would prove quantum mechanics' strange predictions true and reject local realism. However, proving this experimentally was still a massive challenge. Nobel-winning experiments. John Clausier was the first to conduct an experiment test of Bell's theorem in the 1970s. His experiment, it demonstrated that quantum particles violate Bell's inequality, implying that they do not have predetermined states, thus supporting quantum mechanics over hidden variable theories. But Clausier's work still left open loopholes, that could explain the results without dismissing local realism completely. Sorry, guys. Years later, Alan Aspect made significant improvements to these experiments. His work in the late 1980s provided stronger evidence against local hidden variables by making the experimental conditions even more precise. Yet the loophole problem persists. Finally, Anton Zellinger pushed the boundaries further by conducting experiments over large distances, including one in 2013, that closed multiple loopholes simultaneously. His team's 2015 results reinforce the conclusion that quantum entanglement is real and unexplainable by classical physics. These Nobel-winning experiments have far-reaching implications not only for our understanding of reality, but also for technological advancements. Quantum information science, including quantum computing and quantum sensors, relies on the very principles of entanglement that these physicists helped prove. Their work has brought quantum mechanics from the fringes of science inquiry to the forefront of modern physics. In short, the 2022 Nobel Prize in Physics highlights how the once controversial idea that the universe isn't locally real has now become a well-established truth in quantum science, reshaping our understanding of reality itself. Yes. Yes. What does that mean for us? You're here, you're watching me. It has to be real. Sure, it is. It's encoding. It's a holograph. God said, let there be, and whizzing into physical matter, here we are, entangled to source itself. And the optical lens of that structure is from the firmament. You can say there isn't one, there is one. It's manifested somewhere. And we have to remember that there is so many different shifts of time, space per second that we all shift in vibration and frequency wise, that there is a lot of things that are unseen until we see them. That doesn't exist until we are shown, we perceive, we can touch, we create. Why did I read all these articles? Because we need to figure out how to construct the new earth. We already created it. We're linking and bridging right now in our light bodies. A lot of us are bridging that light field so that it overlays for our manifestations to take actual tangible root. The purpose of my channel is to get you to realize that you are the everything of your world and you're the creator of it. Unconsciously, you put all the structures and all the neighborhoods together and all collectively, thus the roads, thus the cars, and all the things you experience on your everyday is unconsciously created by you. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. As you can see, I'm recovering. We have to take into consideration that these articles are testing where you are with the information, where you are, where you can bridge this information and streamline it forward into your spiritual thinking. There's a really good meme that's saying that the merger of quantum science, physics, and spirituality is one step closer to restructuring everything. or the understanding thereof. A lot of the occultists, if you go back into the Curtis books and even Blavatsky, tries to deconstruct science and comment on it and the theories that people possess and put out because it makes you think. As controversial as a lot of stuff was 10 years ago, quantum physics was some poo-pooed that is not going to go far because everybody's still in the classical physics. Now, as consciousness is becoming expanded, people are plucking more information from the ether coming into their missions. We are expanding. And what was once Einstein's theory of relativity is now being tested, and not to say it's null and void, but people are proving that no, we have a bigger, better understanding of the structure that we call reality. Hawking wasn't off. I don't think so. When he says everything is a hologram, I believe it is. It's a projection of source's consciousness that's playing out on this big stage for all of us to have roles on. And then once our roles is up in this physicality, we move on to another type of physicality until we become light. It's beautiful. It's expansive. It blows your mind. It's hard to conceive sometimes because a lot of people need physical, tangible evidence to believe it. But if we use our imaginations, all things are plausible and is able to come into the mainstream. It's just physically manifesting that we're all still having a problem with. And that is your state of frequency and the state of your vibratory state and where you're at. Each day, it fluctuates. Sometimes a lot of people, a large majority, I would have to say, when they're at work, when they're doing the mundane everyday tasks, you're not thinking about your vibration or your vibratory state. You're just doing your life. You're living your life. You make that pot of coffee in the morning. You're not sitting there. Many people are not sitting there and going, oh, I got to raise my vibes. What can I do? People are not structured to think those ways. You're just up. You got to go to work. Here's your routine. Boom, bang. Oh, the kid's got a game. The kid's got this. Oh, I got this. I got that. I mean, trust me, this past couple of months, I haven't been in a high vibration. I've been freaking the fuck out. Look at my hair. It's white. Well, it's not white yet. It's gray. It looks blonde, but it's gray. Why is that? Because I'm stressed out. I lost 5 more pounds. So I'm eating once a day. Today was taco day at school, and my goodness, I had 2 tacos. I was so happy. So I was hungry. And food prices have not gone down yet. I had to go to the supermarket thanks to some beautiful people. Things are still so very high. It's sad. Holidays are coming up. I don't have holidays. Can't afford it. Thanksgiving, if I'm lucky, I can make a sandwich. I don't eat turkey anyway, but it's just I'm thankful for what I have. And it's a blessing. When we all combine to want abundance and prosperity and peace for all, we have to learn how to use the quantum states that are existent, still not understood properly, but we'll get there, and harness our energy into those states that it can be. How do you think your prayers are heard? Quantum entanglement. How do you think people like myself can channel? It's all scientifically proven. I just alter the state of my brain. It does it naturally because I have the gift. Some people have to try a little harder. You get into a beta gamma state, alpha state, depending on how and what you're channeling, and you're bringing in the energy. Energy, consciousness. What a thought. Where does your thoughts come from? These are amazing things to ponder because these are scientifically are going to be proven when people get these theories a little more fine-tuned. But my goodness, these 4 articles are mind-blowing and they're really great. They make me happy. I hope they make you happy too, because this is progress. I didn't read anything about annihilation, black holes that are going to suck us in and kill us. It could be already happening a million times over and we're not even aware of it. Just the things that will be coming out in the next 10 years are going to be mind-blowing. And I'm excited. Even though a lot of that might entail some AI, we got to use the AI to our betterment, not to the detriment. We need to use things with goodwill, the will of intention. Go back and read some philosophy to understand it in depth. But your will and focus is where your intention, your positivity, your vibration, your quantum self goes. So if we put, if 1 million people are sitting in a field in Tibet and praying for world peace, there is a snippet of the collective that actually feels that state. It's not an all day, all kept thing, but it is effective. Now, if we can get 6 billion people to think about peace, prosperity, and abundance for all, what a difference this world would be. And I hope one day that we can all achieve such things. But for now, you can only control what's going on up here and what's going on with your body. So let's push the boundaries of these articles, apply dimensional spaces, timelines, dilations, densities, octaves to all of this work. And we'll have a bigger, brighter picture of stuff that really doesn't even matter at the end of the day. The Big Bang, it happened. If it was thought of, it happened to some capacity, playing out in a theater near another dimensional space near you. Who knows? It's a great mystery that some people obsess over. I'm glad that they do, because great things are coming. But you create your reality. So what are you creating in it? Hopefully a beautiful, amazing world for all. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within. Be the physical shoulder for somebody. Be the lighthouse for your community. Seed your truths respectfully and in a mature manner. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. Please consider a channel membership. Please consider helping me out in any way that you can. This keeps my channel up. It keeps me moving, going, and shaking and baking. And till the next one, guys, thank you for watching. Bye for now.